Well, we are just about ready to go. Day 3 of the Hampton Inn Invitational here on the campus of Bowling Green State University. The first matchup, 1 of 2 on the day. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, nationally ranked, taking on the Northern Kentucky Norse. Both these teams played games yesterday. Western Kentucky 2-0 yesterday. They beat DePaul in the morning, and they went on to beat Bowling Green later in the evening. And for Northern Kentucky, they picked up their first win of the year against those DePaul Blue Demons in Game 2 yesterday in 5 sets. So they're coming off some momentum of win number 1. We'll see what they have to challenge the Hilltoppers here. Starting for both teams, for Northern Kentucky, Anna Brinkman, Joy Banks, Abby Canackery, Sequoia Hunt, Anna Burke, Tori Houston, and Allie Sifke. On the other side for Western Kentucky will be Paige Briggs, Lauren Matthews, Callie Bauer, Abby Schaefer, Katie Eisenbarger, Katie Howard, and Kennedy Coyle. Tori Houston will serve first for the Norse. Northern Kentucky donning the yellow. Bauer sets up Matthews. Burke went diving for it, but couldn't get it back high enough for anybody to be able to play the ball. Western Kentucky takes point number 1. Now Ashley Hood, who wore number 22 last night instead of number 11, back in number 11 here today. Across. Right at Joy Banks. Now Houston. There's Brinkman with the attack right down in the middle of the floor. And Anna Brinkman had such a good game yesterday for the North. She was a large reason why they were able to make the comeback against DePaul. DePaul started out with a 1-0 lead set-wise. And Northern Kentucky took it to 5. And eventually came away with a win. Katie Howard there, blocked it in the net. She's going to try to go again into the back. Anna Burke was there, overpass. Handled nicely by Brinkman. Sequoia Hunt halted at the net. There's another look at it. Lauren Matthews, who was really good, just very strong up front, both with the attack and the block. Howard's serve goes long. A service error. And if you could take anything away from Western Kentucky's performance last night, is that they had a lot of service errors. That's something they're going to want to clean up moving forward if they want to uphold that national ranking. Back-to-back service errors as Sequoia Hunt sends it into the net. And that'll bring up our third server in as many tries, Abby Schaefer. Houston sets up outside. Another strong Western Kentucky block. Abby Canackery just could not get it through. Another look at our net cam. Just parked right in front of the ball. Nice job by the Hilltoppers up front. Schaefer again. It goes long. So right back to the Norse we go. Riley Briggs is going to come in, as well as Katie Yapko. Yapko serving into the back corner. Schaefer underneath it. Bauer there. Across. Good save there by Yapko coming forward out of the back. Brinkman down the line. An excellent placement from Anna Brinkman. Brinkman just keeps it right on that line. Didn't try anything too fancy, just enough to get the Norse the point. Yapko again out of the back. Bauer going to set up across, wanting to go to Paige Briggs. Briggs again, across the floor, Brinkman underneath it. Yapko, back set. And Riley Briggs on the other side gets the point. So Paige Briggs for the Hilltoppers, Riley Briggs for the Norse. Yapko cross into the back. Schaefer there once again. Overpass. Touchdown up front. Ali Sipke trying to propel the Norse to a little run. Yapko again, same place. Back to Schaefer in the corner. Bauer set up Eisenbarger. Halted at the net. Paige Briggs will try it. There's an overpass. Right back down. Eisenbarger was right with it. Callie Bauer now. Looking to try to even it back up. Burke underneath it. Yapko set on the outside. Brinkman touches it over the block. Paige Briggs underneath it. Here's an attack from Coyle. And it works out. Kennedy Coyle was one of the players that in the match last night against Bowling Green was sneaky good. Didn't have the loudest night, but she was effective and she got the job done when her team needed it. Callie Bauer, a service ace. Anna Burke was falling away. And just didn't get all ball. Bauer's service game will continue as the Hilltoppers have retaken the lead. Burke forward to that one. Yapko sets up Riley Briggs. And just like that, the Norse have an answer, and this was kind of the story for Northern Kentucky yesterday. Always coming up with the answer. And you saw it tipped there by Paige Briggs. And down it went. Anna Brinkman at Schaefer. Bauer sets up Howard. Yapko now Burke. Play called dead, so they'll restart. And I believe Riley Briggs was the one that went down underneath the net. Dangerous spot to be. So the official halts the play, they'll restart. Still 7-7, Bauer across. Wanted to go to Paige Briggs, blocked at the net, the Norse back in front. Anna Brinkman into the net. And after the tie is broken, we're right back to it. 8-8. They'll send back Paige Briggs now to serve. Over with the right hand. Banks underneath it. Yapko has to come over to it. Banks with the attack, blocked at the net. She gets it back. Now Burke. Attack out of the back by Brinkman. Schaefer's there. Bauer sets up on the outside. Norse keep it alive. Riley Briggs will try and attack. Paige Briggs got a piece of it. Schaefer went all the way back to it. Free ball played over. Eisenbarger got a hold of it. Riley Briggs again with the attack for the Norse, and that one works out. Point Northern Kentucky. Anna Burke. Wearing the libero. The black jersey. Coyle responds. And then Warren Matthews will come back in. Katie Eisenbarger will serve. This perpendicular run to the court before her jump serve. Service error out of play. Tori Houston and Abby Knackery back in. And Houston right to serve. At Schaefer, kept alive by Bauer. Attacked by Paige Briggs, but out over the line. Timeout going to be called. We'll take it with them here. We'll be right back. Northern on top of Western, 11-9. back to play here at the Stroh Center. Northern Kentucky out to what some might call a surprising lead over one of the nation's best, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, 11-9 here early on. Schaefer, his service receive, Bauer to Coyle, and Coyle. We mentioned she was sneaky good yesterday, making some more noise today. 3 kills on 3 attacks for Kennedy Coyle. Ashley Hood to serve again. Up front, right at the net. Breaking keeps it alive. And Laura Matthews came over the top of the net. And it looked like she caught the net on her way down. So the point will go to Northern Kentucky. They maintain a 2-point lead. Lillian Lanier back to serve. Into the back, Schaefer there. Bauer going to go across with it. And the attack long up front. Jennifer Rush. And here we'll continue to serve. There you see the Norse over on the bench. Head coach Liz Hart. Matthews trying to touch down. Houston underneath it. Now Burke. A strong attack from Canacri. Didn't make it over, off the block, out of play. Northern Kentucky building that lead. And now Travis Hudson, the Western Kentucky coach, who we saw very animated in the match last night against Bowling Green, finally comes out of his chair. Matthews an attack into the back row, Lanier underneath it. Houston back set, Canacri down. Bauer going to set up Matthews again, blocked at the net. The Toppers will have to go again, trying to sneak it into the middle. Burke got to it, went all the way into the back row. Matthews again, blocked at the net. But down on the Northern Kentucky side, the ball too far away there. Kay Howard, 14-11, Northern Kentucky leads. Houston tries to set up Canacri again, make it 15-11. Sequoia Hunt now to serve. Arguably one of the strongest sets that Northern Kentucky has played so far this weekend. Bauer sets up Matthews into the block. Then it was Lanier. Brinkman. Houston will play over the free ball. Schaefer back to Bauer. A different angle on the attack. And Paige Briggs gets the kill. Schaefer over, but long. Good recognition by Burke and Lanier in the back that time. Yamko back in. Serving to the top right of your screen. At Schaefer, mishandled. Service ace, Katie Yamko. There you see Travis Hudson. And timeout going to be taken. Good effort, just not close enough. Hudson going to have a conversation with Abby Schaefer. And this is something that Western Kentucky has not had to do a whole lot of this weekend. And that's way from behind. Down 17-12 right now. Talking things over with his libero. see the rest of the coaching staff conversing on the bench. Craig Berry, Jessica Lucas, Brian Hogg. And now Hudson and Schaefer will join the mix. And another thing worth noting, too, is it's not very often, once you get into the season play, obviously we're still in the non-conference tournaments to start the year, but it's not very often these teams are going to play at 12 o'clock. So maybe just a different energy level right now. But for Northern Kentucky, they brought the energy here in set number 1. They capitalized. And Katie Yopko going to try to continue to do so with their team ahead by 5. After the service ace, into the back row once again. Howard, Paige Briggs tries the attack. Got it down. The block close enough to the net for Briggs to recognize to go with that tip. Yopko dove after it. Just couldn't get the timing. Callie Bauer just over, Burke underneath. Yopko set across, Brinkman the attack. Now to play right at the Hilltoppers bench. Travis Hudson again out of his chair. Talking to Eisenbarger as Bauer plays it across. Lanier down to get it, Yopko across. Brinkman again, blocked the net. Lanier reaches behind her, keeps it alive. Riley Briggs the attack. Bauer going to set up Coyle on the other side. And another kill for Kennedy Coyle. 4 for 4. Bauer continues. The Hilltoppers have pulled within 2 following the timeout. Yopko went all the way down to it. Riley Briggs over with the attack. Set across. Paige Briggs. And here come the Hilltoppers. Timeout going to be called by the Northern Kentucky Norse. Still 17-16. Norse on top. Western Kentucky on a 4-point run. Back here in set number 1, Northern Kentucky on top of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. 17-16, but Western Kentucky's been on a run, but no longer. Anna Brinkman looking to keep the Norse out in front. The Norse trying to take this thing almost coast to coast. They've led some very early on in the set. Brinkman with the serve. Bauer going to set it across. Blocked in the net one time. Bauer keeps it alive. Paige Briggs will try and attack. Joy Banks. There's an overpass. Yopko, Riley Briggs. Just long. Back judge was right on it. There's another look, and I don't know. It looked into me from that replay. Paige Briggs across. Joy Banks, Katie Yopko. Brinkman tries the attack. Bauer at the net. Coyle sneaks it over. Pancake there by Burke. Kept alive. Yapko. Burke plays over the free ball. Bauer going to set it back to Coyle once again. There's Burke. Yapko. Brinkman with an attack out of the back. Bauer again set up the block at the net. Northern Kentucky hanging on to that lead. Anna Burke waiting to serve as the floor gets wiped up. Anna Burke, the senior from Louisville. Across and long. The point goes to Western Kentucky following the service error. Closer and closer the score comes. 19-18 now, Norse on top. Eisenbarger back to serve. There's the run. Banks underneath of it. Yapko now. Across, Riley Briggs tries it. Yapko got it with a hand. It went back over. Bauer sets up Matthews. And Lauren Matthews has done what she's done all weekend. Be really strong with that attack at the net. Tie game, 19s for both sides. Hilltoppers with a serving advantage. Banks, Yapko sneaks it over. Nice pancake there by Eisenbarger. Sequoia Hunt, Yapko across. Banks with the attack. The block stands tall. Coyle and Matthews. Another timeout going to be called. We'll take it with them. We'll be back. Western Kentucky has retaken the lead, 20-19. Back here at the Stroh Center, Western Kentucky, a newly claimed lead. 20-19, Eisenbarger gets to continue to serve following the timeout. Over and across with the right hand. Banks, now Yapko. Riley Briggs, the attack down the line, out of play. Western Kentucky pulls to a 2-point lead. Here's another look down that line, indeed, well out of play. Eisenbarger once again, left to right. Brinkman, now Yapko. Setting up Riley Briggs again, off the block. Point Northern. Both teams now in the red zone, and the Norse are not going to go quietly. Their resiliency in the match yesterday against the DePaul Blue Demons showed us just that. Tori Houston to serve. Across, Bauer sets up Coyle. Brinkman underneath of it. Houston set up Conakry. Bauer gets to it. There's a big swing from Rush into the net. We're back tied, 21 aside. Houston will continue to serve. Back, Schaefer, Bauer, Matthews. And the easiest go-to for the Hilltoppers when they need an answer is Lauren Matthews. Such a strong player. Now Ashley Hood back to serve. Banks, Canacri off the line, gets the attack across. Sneak attack there from Bauer, works out. Callie Bauer puts her team back out in front by 2. So Hood will go again. Brinkman, Houston, Banks wins the point. This is what I just mentioned. Norse not going to go quietly. This thing's going to go all the way down to the wire and maybe then some. Still a potential here at this score. 23-22, Western Kentucky. Still a potential for extra serves. There you see Travis Hudson on the edge of his seat. A serve long from Lucy Cluxton. And it'll be set point for Western Kentucky. Katie Howard. Across, Burke underneath of it. Houston sets up Canacri. And the Norse out of point. They need at least one more to push this thing to extra serves. Because if they're to take this set, it will have to go into extra serves. Sequoia Hunt over with the right hand. Schaefer underneath of it. Bauer gets to it. There's Matthews, the answer. Set 1 goes to Western Kentucky, 25-23. Lauren Matthews takes the first set for the Hilltoppers. So we will take a break and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Set number 2 coming up next.
Back here, we get ready for set number 2. The Hilltoppers on top, 1-0 right now over the Northern Kentucky Norse. And here's another look at some of the highlights for the Hilltoppers. Kennedy Coyle was really strong there. 4 kills in set number 1. Lauren Matthews, she was strong as well. Per usual, 5 kills for number 5 there in set number 1. The Norse battled all the way to the end, but Western Kentucky just showing the dominance that they brought into Bowling Green this weekend. Avery Davis in now for the Hilltoppers. A new face here in this match. Eisenbarger across and over. And Banks couldn't handle it. So a service ace for Eisenbarger to set number 2. She'll continue to serve. Just over the tape, Banks underneath of it. Now Houston, back to Banks. Double contact called, point goes to Western Kentucky. Eisenbarger again. Into the back, Brinkman there. Houston sets up Canacri on the outside. Tries to touch it over the block. Some help was there. Coyle tries an attack. Paige Briggs has to get to it. Bauer at the net. There's Matthews. Kept alive. Played over by Brinkman. Matthews again right at Burke. Able to handle it. Houston back to Brinkman. And the attack sent well long. It's a 3-point run and counting for Western Kentucky here to start the second set. And it looked like Brinkman just hit that one at the peak of her swing. Eisenbarger over, across the floor. Burke, Houston, Canacri with the attack. And Northern Kentucky doesn't want to let Western Kentucky get too much momentum. They answer back with a point there, their first of the second set. Lillian Lanier, the first server of the set for Northern. At Schaefer, Bauer back to Coyle. Puts it down. It'll be a point for Western. And Burke looked at her teammates immediately. She said, "My bad, I thought it was out." Hit the line. That'll give the serve back to Ashley Hood. Hood over, Lanier, now Houston. Canacri with the attack. And the response point. It puts Sequoia Hunt back now to serve. 4-2 Hilltoppers on top. Across, Schaefer dives to the ground. Bauer sneaks it over, nobody home. Excellent job by Callie Bauer, the redshirt freshman setter. Here's Cameron Mosley. Northern across. Brinkman put it into the back corner with a dot. So back and forth after the first 3 points from Western Kentucky. The latest going to the Norse. Over by Cluxton, down goes Schaefer. Bauer gonna set up Matthews. Right at Lanier. And Lanier unable to handle it. So much power on that swing from Lauren Matthews. And our color commentator from last night, who did her work from home, Samantha Momeyer, said Lauren Matthews has one of the smoothest swings she's ever seen. Eisenbarger returns. The North's going to do the same. Riley Briggs back at Hood and into the Hilltoppers behind. So we continue to exchange blows here as we are early on in the stages of the second set. There's Liz Hart. Her 13th season with this Northern Kentucky program. Paige Briggs over the block. Yapko went down to get it. Then Burke, Riley Briggs. Yapko again. Burke again. Riley Briggs into the back row. Howard went down to it. Free ball going to be played over by Hood. Yapko sets up Briggs. Blocked by the other Briggs. Paige Briggs, a big block for Western Kentucky. Callie Bauer now. Just over the tape. Banks in front of it. Yapko back to Banks. And back comes the serve to the North's end of the floor. Anna Burke, a little ball spin. There's another. Through the dribbles. Burke over with the right. Schaefer comes forward out of the back row. Bauer to Briggs. Yapko was underneath of it. The overpass went back to the Hilltoppers. Paige Briggs touches it over that time. Yapko going to back set for Riley Briggs. Into the back. Bauer sets up Coyle. Burke underneath of it. Diving out to that left side. Brinkman returns out of the back row. Schaefer down to get it. Bauer sets up Coyle again. And finally the points concluded. It goes to Western Kentucky. Pretty good volley back and forth, ended by Kennedy Coyle. Sixth kill, tied with Lauren Matthews for the team lead here on the match. Paige Briggs over, Banks, Yapko, Riley Briggs, went right back at Bauer. There's Schaefer, now there's Davis. Touched over by Brinkman. In the middle, Bauer. Coyle sets across to Eisenbarger. Just touched over the block. Overpass comes back over. Schaefer will try to play it into the back corner. Burke goes back to get it. Yapko sets up Banks. Blocked to the net. Advantage Western Kentucky. And now the Hilltoppers are starting to pull away. Here you see it. Another big block at the net for the red and white. Paige Briggs will serve. Callie Bauer getting some words of wisdom from Jessica Lucas, assistant coach in her third season. Travis Hudson more calm and collected here in the early parts of the second than he was when his team was trailing back in the first. Tor Houston across. Service error, it goes long. Eisenbarger will serve again. Over, there's Burke. Houston comes forward. Banks with the attack, a big, strong swing from Joy Banks. And the Norths have it within 3. Lillian Lanier back to serve once again. Over with the right hand, right at Paige Briggs. Coyle tries the attack, up in the air. Burke up with it. Conakry tried the attack across the floor and over the line. It leads to a Hilltoppers point. Ashley Hood now. Through that dribble, spin of the ball, over with the right hand across the floor. Sequoia Hunt got to it, but the point goes to Western Kentucky. A service ace for Ashley Hood. Timeout going to be called. We'll take it with them. Western Kentucky on top of Northern. 12-7 here as we go through the second set. Back here as we resume action inside the Stroh Center. Ashley Hood across into the back corner. Lanier underneath of it. Houston sets up on the outside to Brinkman. Double contact call. The point goes to Western Kentucky. 13-7. The Hilltoppers starting to pour it on. Houston, big attack from Conakry. The Norse going to see if they can mount some points to keep this thing close. Give themselves a shot at the end like they did yesterday against DePaul. Sequoia Hunt across, it falls in. So following the service ace, Hunt will go again, right back to the back corner. Schaefer in front of it. Bauer sneaks it over, played right back by Lenorse. Avery Davis blocked at the net. Avery Davis going to get another swing at it. Blocked again. Matthews goes down to get it. Here's Davis again. Tipped over the block this time. Brinkman underneath of it. Houston going to set up Conakry on the outside. Tipped once at the net. Then Paige Briggs underneath of it. Lauren Matthews responds. Cameron Mosley back to serve. A 14-9 lead for her squad. Tori Houston sets across. Free ball played over. Paige Briggs with an attack. Burt keeps it alive. Houston underneath of it. Here comes Brinkman through the block at the net. And you could see the attack from well off the net from Anna Brinkman. You couldn't even see her on the net cam. Callie Bauer going to come over and have a conversation. Yapko to serve, service ace. Katie Yapko has done that really well today. And now the Norse are within 3. Hilltoppers move a little tighter here. Yapko sends it in the back corner. 2 consecutive service aces. The Cleveland native on a roll right now. Back corner, that one just long. Good recognition from Schaefer to allow that ball just to go over the back line. And now she'll try her hand at the serve. Schaefer over to Lanier in the back. Yapko sets up Sifke. Bauer going to set up Paige Briggs off the block. Advantage Northern Kentucky. And now you can sense some momentum starting to build for the Norse as they've slowly clawed their way back into things. Down 2. Anna Brinkman. Across, there's Schaefer. Bauer, now Paige Briggs. A strong answer. Here's Callie Bauer. Across and out. Burke, the one that recognized at that time. Now here she is to serve. Right at Schaefer. Schaefer forward. Bauer. Coyle tries an attack. Touched it over the block. Ball at the net. Burke plays it over. It's a free ball. Coyle, now Bauer. Across to Paige Briggs. A couple of Northern Kentucky players got to it, including Yapko, but just not able to return. 17-14. Hilltoppers on top. Paige Briggs, Joy Banks, Yapko back to Banks. Off the block, out of play. Excellent attack there from Joy Banks. Here's another look, just threw it right off the block. And it went right out of play. No chance for the Hilltoppers to make a play on it. Tori Houston once again. Across to Schaefer, free ball played over. Overpass, excuse me, and Sequoia Hunt was there to take advantage. Houston with a chance to even the score back up here in set number 2. Coyle mopped up a spot on the floor. There's Houston at Schaefer. Bauer, a back set to Coyle. Kept alive by Brinkman. But the only help there was Burke, and Brinkman and Burke collided as they both went for that second touch. Toppers back to a 2-point lead. Eisenbarger across. Burke at the net. Canacri down into the back row. Eisenbarger was there. Avery Davis gets it between the block and the net and takes the point for the red and white. And Liz Hart going to go ahead and challenge this play, so the official going to hand over to the monitor, and we'll await a call coming up next. So after the review, the call is reversed, and it'll be a point for the Norse. They keep it within one. Joy Banks across with a serve. Schaefer. There's Matthews with an attack that came right back into her face. Lauren Matthews halted. Not many times this weekend have we been able to say that. 7 for 13 on attacks tonight. Across from Banks. Schaefer. Bauer to Coyle. And Kennedy Coyle continues to pick up the pieces for Western Michigan. 8th kill of the night. .533 hitting percentage. It's a 1-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Across from Hood. Banks is there. Houston across to Brinkman. Double contact, the call. Western Kentucky back in front by 2. Now in the red zone, 20-18. Ashley Hood back, top right of your screen. Over, Banks, now Houston. Double contact going to be called again. Houston's hands just looked a little too far apart, and she basically almost caught the ball. And a timeout going to be called by Northern Kentucky. A 3-point lead for the Hilltoppers here, up 21-18. We'll be back in a moment. Northern Kentucky already ready to go once again. They didn't need the full timeout. Just about 20 to 25 seconds. And now the Hilltoppers will file back out onto the floor as well. A 3-point lead. Ball in the hands of Ashley Hood. Across. There's Kanakry. Burke going to set across. Brinkman had to come all the way forward to the net to get it. Avery Davis attacks, and it goes long. This set turning out much like the first, in the sense that this one's going to be close again all the way down to the wire. Sequoia Hunt across. Schaefer there. Bauer forward at the net. Matthews responds. We cannot say enough about the performance of Lauren Matthews. Kill number 8. So now once again it'll be Cameron Mosley. 3 points away from a Hilltopper set victory to put them up 2-0. Brinkman throws it towards the back. Hood was there. Matthews tries again. She's blocked at the net. Touched across. Brinkman will set it over. Matthews again. Blocked again. Paige Briggs from well off the net. Kanakry. Abby Kanakry, the redshirt senior from Grosse Pointe, throws it down. And now Katie Yapko, who has arguably been one of the most effective players when on the floor for the Norse this weekend. Back in, serving, Matthews. Burt got a piece of it, but just right off her hand, stayed right above her. Nobody else able to get there. 23-20. The Hilltoppers are closing in on another set victory. Schaefer will serve. Travis Hudson having a conversation with Cameron Mosley while Anna Burke wipes up the floor on the other end. Burke gonna double check, make sure it's dry. It wasn't. She gives it another wipe, and we're back ready to go. Schaefer right-handed over, Banks underneath of it. Yapko comes over, setting up Riley Briggs. Into the back, Mosley underneath of it. Power set up Briggs perfectly, and Paige Briggs just delivered once again. Another look, right through the block. And Schaefer with a chance to end it. Across, Banks, now Burke. Forward, Riley Briggs will try and attack. It goes long. Western Kentucky back-to-back set victories. They're up 2-0 right now. The teams will switch sides, and we'll be back here at the Stroh Center for set number 3. back here from the Stroh Center, just about ready to go for set number 3. The Hilltoppers on top on the Norse, 2 sets to none. And that's been the story for the Hilltoppers so far for this tournament. They've come in and they've absolutely dominated. 2 wins yesterday over DePaul and Bowling Green, trying to do the same one more time and leave the weekend here 3-0. Trying to improve that national ranking, 22nd in the country at the moment. And after the first 2 sets played, the big story for Western Kentucky, Kennedy Coyle, a .533 hitting percentage, 8 kills on 15 attacks. On the other side, Abby Kanakri has done well for Northern Kentucky, 8 kills as well. And Katie Yapko, 3 service aces. Coyle right there. Northern Kentucky gets the first point. Sifke. Brinkman with the serve, a 1-0 lead. Right at Schaefer, Bauer. Now Matthews right down at Brinkman. And I'm not sure if she got her hands up to that one or if that one was off her head. Impressive power from Laura Matthews once again. Here's Ashley Hood now. Over with the right hand, keeps it right down the line, out of play. Just couldn't clip a piece of the line. Referee was standing right over top of it. Anna Burke now. There's Hood, now Schaefer across, then attack from Jennifer Rush. Burke down in front of it. There's a swing. Sky Smith tried it. Riley Briggs off the block. The Norse get the point. And just to tell you how much different set number 1 was from set number 2, in the first set, 9 ties scores and 4 lead changes. Last set, it was only tied once, no lead changes. Western Kentucky went coast to coast. Side out there. We'll give the serve back to Cameron Mosley for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Mosley over, Brinkman underneath it. Yapko, back set, Riley Briggs. And the point going to be awarded to the Norse. Liz Hart, high fives with Katie Yapko and Riley Briggs. And Tora Houston back now to serve. Houston over, Schaefer underneath of it. Bauer gonna set up Paige Briggs, blocked at the net. Western Kentucky trying to keep it alive, they cannot. The Norse building that early lead, it's 4-2. Here comes Houston again. Schaefer in the back, Bauer, Matthews puts it over, into the block and down into the middle of the floor. Burt came bounding forward, but not able to get there. Mop job here. And here's another look. Matthews touched it over. It got to the block, and Burke just not able to come all the way forward to get it. And then you saw Bowling Green freshman baseball player DJ Newman out there with the mop, helping out here this morning. And at the Stroh Center, Bauer sets across for Paige Briggs. Blocked at the net one time. Back over, Burke. Back to Brinkman, a free ball. Hood, Bauer touches it down. Burke keeps it alive. And the Norse use their 3 touches very quickly between Burke, Houston, and Brinkman. And here comes DJ Newman back out onto the floor with the mop. Newman yet to play in a game for Bowling Green baseball, an incoming freshman, but he's already getting TV time here as the mop man here between the Norse and the Hilltoppers. Smiles up at the crowd. Burke after the Schaefer serve. Kanakri blocked down at the net. Bauer and Shannon Keck. Shannon Keck fresh in. The 6'3" junior uses that size to her advantage at the net. Back even once again, 5-5, Schaefer across, Burke underneath of it. Houston gonna set up Kanakri and just send it wide. So Western will pull back out in front. Schaefer over with the right. Burke underneath of it. Houston. Set up Sky Smith. There's Keck into the back corner. And after those two plays, you would think Shannon Keck's been playing all weekend. So now Schaefer going to get to continue to serve. Trying to go on a run. Joy Banks, Tori Houston, back to Banks. Blocked at the net. It's Keckenbauer again. Good leap, good timing. Western Kentucky able to get in front of it. 3-point lead. The Hilltoppers starting to build the momentum back there on the bench. Houston sets up Kanakri. Blocked again. Shannon Keck. What a run for Shannon Keck. She has not missed a beat, and it's going to force Northern Kentucky to call a timeout as Western Kentucky is on top, 9-5. Back here following the Northern Kentucky timeout. Abby Schaefer will continue to serve. And the latest newcomer into the game, Shannon Keck, has been bringing the fire the last 4 points. Blocks at the net, attacks into the back corner. Joy Banks underneath one here. Houston back to Banks. Through the block of Bauer and Keck at the front. Ashley Hood keeps it alive, plays it back over. Houston over Sky Smith. Banks comes in, there's a free ball. Bauer going to set up on the outside for Paige Briggs. Burke's underneath of it. And a net violation going to be called on the Norse. Western Kentucky continuing to roll. Schaefer again. Brinkman, now Houston. There's Kanakri into the bottom side of the tape. The Hilltoppers are on a roll. Concerned look on the face of Liz Hart. Trying to do what she can to get her team some momentum as the Hilltoppers are out to a 6-point lead on the other side, 11-5. Schaefer again at Brinkman. Houston's there. Brinkman's going to attack out of the back this time. And over the net. Another point goes to Western Kentucky. The referee points to the floor. DJ Newman going to come back on to provide some help. Mosley was there. Hood was there. They were both wiping it up. DJ Newman putting in that work. So Abby Schaefer on a run right now. Joy Banks, Tori Houston, back to Banks. Can she stop the run? No. And Northern Kentucky is going to have to use another timeout. They're down 8, 13-5. And it was off the stick. An 8-point lead for the Hilltoppers. If they can take this set, they're going to go home 3-0. And they'll get to head home early as this will conclude their action here at the Hampton Inn Invitational. Back here from the Stroh Center, there's Kate Arnn, another one of the freshmen helping out. Logan Bell also here. All representing the baseball team for the Bowling Green Falcons. Right now the story on the floor, Western Kentucky, Abby Schaefer. If you feel like she's been serving for a while, it's because she has. Overpass there at the net. Burke got contact with it, and out of play it went. Brinkman was closing in, but unable to get there. It's a 9-point lead for the Toppers. Callie Bauer, Shannon Keck up front, alongside Paige Briggs. Schaefer over once again. Burke's there. Houston going to set up Conakry on the outside, into the block. Hood, now Bauer, at the net. Keck touched it over. And out of play, another one for Shannon Keck. Shannon Keck, 3 kills on 3 attacks, 2 blocks at the net. And like a broken record, Schaefer again right at Burke. Sequoia Hunt tries to return. Hood dives out to the right to get it. Paige Briggs across. Burke dives forward. Houston going to set up Conakry. And that one is the answer the Norse were looking for. Lillian Lanier now, as the Norse are going to need to put together a run. And that's not going to help. A service error will give the ball right back to Western Kentucky. Callie Bauer. Bauer across, Lanier. Now Houston. There's Sequoia Hunt across with the ball. Off the block, but it came back out of play. And a good block at the net, but a good play from Kennedy Coyle to take the angle. which is what sent the ball back out. Bauer across. Canacry got it back. Bauer going to set up Paige Briggs. Brinkman digs it out. Brinkman's going to attack. The overpass from Bauer goes back across. Brinkman again. Schaefer down to the ground to get it. Paige Briggs gets the kill. Number 8 for Paige Briggs. And he saw it right at Anna Brinkman. Just not able to get the hands up fast enough. Here's Callie Bauer. Service error into the net. (18-7). Here comes Lucy Cluxton for the Norse. Back-to-back service errors. It's happened a whole lot here the past couple of days. And Cluxton will go right back over to the bench. And now Paige Briggs will serve for the Hilltoppers. Across. Brinkman gonna return. Bauer was there. Coyle across. Touched over by Rush. Burke to Canacry. Long across the floor, out of play. Just like that, the Hilltoppers back in the red zone, 20-7. Briggs across, Burke comes forward. Houston sets up Brinkman. Blocked at the net. Keck and Coyle right there. And indeed, Shanna Keck, a nice job. She had to reach out to the right side, but got her hands there to help Kennedy Coyle. A 14-point lead. Houston sets up Sifke. There's Coyle. Bauer forward all the way across the floor. Rush blocked at the net. Abby Canacry. Her third block of the day. Here's Katie Yapko, already 3 service aces in the match. Almost another one. Indeed it is. Thought maybe the Hilltoppers were going to be able to keep it alive, but no, service ace number 4. Bauer. Attack from Riley Briggs. Overpass. There's another one. Riley Briggs really strong. Keck blocked at the net. Right back and forth. Bauer going to set up Coyle into the block. And Anna Brinkman, a nice job, well done up front at the net. The block relentless that time between Brinkman and Sifke. Kennedy Coyle into the block. And Hudson's going to go ahead and challenge this as his players are telling him that that was out after it touched the block. So the official is going to go over and look at the monitor. And here's another look. They're challenging that right there. And I don't know that Brinkman got a piece of it. Deceiving to the eyes. Coyle's sure convinced that she touched it. But it was hard to tell from that replay. Both teams will get a moment to coach their teams while the review is underway. Here's another look. Big swing from Coyle. Super hard to tell there just from where the block was positioned at. Sifke was in front of our view, and then it was on the far side of Anna Brinkman. If she did touch it, it was going to be that left hand, but like we said, hard to tell from that angle. There's Paige Briggs talking things over. And the rest of the Hilltoppers, smiles on their faces as they're near going home with 3 more wins added to their record, trying to take this one in 3 straight sets from the Norse. And the official must be having as hard of a time telling if this was touched at the net as we are, because he's still over there. He's got the mouse working on the monitor, trying to zoom in, I'm sure, on multiple different angles. And we will continue to await the call as Western Kentucky just waiting for a call. Liz Hart getting a chance to discuss things with her team, as they're going to need a big rally here as they find themselves down right now by 10. And here comes the call. Point Western Kentucky. So the call overturned. So it must have been touched right there by Anna Brinkman. Liz Hart asking for an explanation. Explanation handed out. Shannon Keck will go out. Valiant effort from her. Callahan, Wiegand, the freshman in. We get back to serve. Across, Burke underneath of it. Yamko, back set there. Brinkman. Emphatic kill from Anna Brinkman. And although Northern Kentucky will leave this tournament with what looks to be a 1-2 record, a strong weekend for Anna Brinkman. Brinkman over with the right. And it got the head of Abby Schaefer. And she looked as surprised as anyone. So Brinkman will go again after the service ace. Bauer to Coyle. Off the block, out of play. Western Kentucky within 2. Ashley Hood now in for Kennedy Coyle. Kennedy Coyle goes off for what may be the final time. 11 kills on 20 attacks, a .450 hitting percentage. Impressive day from her. Hood now Bauer. There's Matthews, blocked at the net. Right back to her. Rush pokes it over. Yapko, here's Brinkman out of the back. Schaefer down in front of it. Bauer across, Rush again. Yapko to it, now Burke. Riley Briggs will try the attack. Hood in front of it. Bauer back forward, Rush tries again, into the back row. Tangled up between Burke and Brinkman, and now it's match point for Western Kentucky. Ashley Hood awaits as one more time DJ Newman returns to the floor to help the Norse mop up a wet spot. And there he is. Ashley Hood. Banks goes down. Yapko. Riley Briggs into the block. Hilltoppers only need one. Bauer to rush. Blocked at the net. And the North stay alive as Hood came diving in to the press table. We saw Caitlin Meyer go over the press table last night. But Hood into the bottom half. Burke. Bauer. Rush with a big swing. Kept alive by Burke. Riley Briggs into the block. And Western Kentucky wins it. A 3-set sweep. The Hilltoppers are going home 3-0 on the weekend as they look to continue to move up in those national standings. And here's the final point. A big block at the net for the Hilltoppers. Right there, Jennifer Rush. So that will do it for our broadcast. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Brandon Lowe saying thanks for watching. Western Kentucky defeats the Northern Kentucky Norse 25-13 in the final set, 3-0 the victory.